Today is the day. Today's the day that I'm gonna write my first script, my first real script. So I just went to go work out because it gets the blood moving, and you know what working out means. Protein shake! Welcome to the first vlog. You may be asking yourself, why does this Casey Neistat want to make a film? And probably even more, why do I care? Well, I've been making films for a long time, but I've never actually made anything good. I always have this vision of me like being the director of a production, not even a big one, just with my friends, but something that's really planned, and I've never made something like that before. And today, that's all gonna change. Me and my protein shake, we're gonna write a script. Now I got two parameters that I'm thinking of. I'm gonna take advantage of all the testosterone flowing through my teenage body and make an action film. An action film that's under 15 minutes. So when you're writing a script, each page is usually 1 minute. So 15 minutes will be 15 pages, hopefully. I'm gonna try not go over that because longer than 15 minutes probably won't get made. I'm a third-year film major in college, and I still haven't made anything good. I made one called In Full Color. You outside. You. That was bad. I made another called Bad Water. You don't want any of this water. I told you to stop walking. That was better, but it wasn't planned and it was just messy. You watch it once and you're like, oh, that was pretty good, but you watch it 20 times and you're like, wow, that's garbage. And trust me, I watch my films 20 times. I just recently gained the knowledge of how to actually make something good, thanks to college. I'm gonna try to put that new knowledge to the test. Okay, so I got a paper and a pencil to visualize my brainstorming process. Let's get started. Oh, I haven't taken a shower yet. The camera fell during that transition, so that's why it was so bad. I also brought my other camera and a tripod so this video doesn't look like garbage. Let's do this. Is this too much? Is this too much to you? This is island cooler flavor. You know how you bring a cooler on the beach to store your drinks? This is what the cooler tastes like. Alright, I'm gonna try and visualize this the best I can. Kind of a cheat that filmmakers use is called the 3-act structure, because most stories, in fact the best stories, usually use the 3-act structure. This is what it looks like. If we draw a line like this, this is going to be Act 1, this is going to be Act 2, and this is Act 3. This first act is usually called setup, I guess. This one is going to be called the rising action. This one's called the resolution. Many people should be familiar with the 3-act structure, but I'm going to use it to set up my story because I'm lazy. You know, it's not just laziness, it's good to follow this because you know your story is organized. You know, the audience is going to be pretty satisfied by the time the climax comes. Also, this should be called the falling action. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Alright, so let's see. In the first act, I had an idea in the shower last night where it takes place and it's kind of like a sci-fi film. The setup is a sci-fi couple is chased into the woods. The point of incitement, I guess, I don't know, okay, let's just call it point of, oh shit. That's pretty accurate. And that point of oh shit is gonna take us into the second act. And this second act usually has a midpoint in between. This is gonna be the longest part of your story. If you're writing a story or making a vlog, this is gonna be most of the content you're making. This point of oh shitness in our story is the couple, they are forced into the woods by the antagonist. Let's just write characters. I'm looking at the camera and also at the paper right now, so my mind is like, what are you doing right now? Protagonist. That's how you spell it. And the antagonist. It's good to have your characters labeled out, just so you know exactly what you're doing. Protagonist in our story is the couple, and our antagonist is the bad guy. That's good. You know, it's a short film. People really don't care about names. They're forced into the forest, and this midpoint maybe. As the second act goes on, the time the second act has been going on has a direct effect on the tension, which rises as well. And the tension comes to a climax right at this point. It's very climactic. The tension, you're like, oh my god, that's what happens. This is when the tension goes down. Actually, I'm gonna put a little dot right here. This is usually somewhere around here. This is gonna be the doom and gloom moment. In lots of movies and books, this is the point where you're usually like, oh no, there's no way our characters can get out of this one, but you really know they're gonna get out. Or maybe the characters hate each other and it looks like there's no hope. They fight back, and that's where the climax happens. It's right here. This is where all the juicy stuff happens. Our doom and gloom moment, our couple almost dies because there are monsters in the forest. Probably should have mentioned this before. The forest is our setting. I'm just gonna draw circles around everything. At the climax, instead of the couple dying, oh my gosh, the bad guy dies. Oh my god. Maybe at this midpoint, the bad guy doesn't exactly want to chase the couple into the woods because he knows that there's badder stuff in the woods. There's worse stuff that, you know, it could kill him. And in fact it does right at that climactic point. So at the midpoint, the bad guy goes in to kill him. He has goons with him, but they're like, oh, I'm not going in there. So the bad guy goes in himself. So we have clear danger, a clear antagonist, but the antagonist here is also the forest. So you can have more than one antagonist here. I don't really know what's gonna happen here, so we should decide that. Brainstorming is a very painful process. Oh my god, you know, what I'm making might actually be garbage. If you make something bad, it's much better than it not existing at all. And that's just a quick little motivational tip from Garrett McDade. I'll charge you for the next 10 tips, but that one was free. I think what's gonna happen at this point, the danger in the forest is introduced, because at this point, the audience, doesn't exactly know why the forest is so dangerous, and why am I talking like Christopher Walken right now. I'm gonna go ahead and give my story a quick title. I'm gonna call it Jumanji. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. So that's going to be our title. I'm thinking of casting Kevin Hart and The Rock as a comedic duo, and they're going to learn to love each other by the end. Steven Spielberg, he's a good director. I watched it behind the scenes for his movie Duel, and what he did when he was planning out his movie is he kind of drew a visual representation of his story. I'm actually going to do this on the back side. I'm going to go ahead and pop up a picture of the Duel visual representation on the screen right now, and you can see that everything that happens in the story is on that drawing. But it's easier to have your story mapped out than for you to, you know, go out and start shooting it and not exactly know what you're doing. Like if you're following one of those little mazes and you're like, oh, I'm trying to get to the end and there's a beginning, it would be much easier to solve the maze if you can actually see where the hell the barriers are, so you can go, oh, this is, oh, okay, no, now I just got to the end. It was useful because now I could see the barriers and I knew exactly where I was going. I knew exactly what I shouldn't do. Let's draw our process. We're basically just drawing the 3-act structure again, but a more visual, creative representation. I'm not a great artist. These are trees. What I'm drawing right now is the entrance to the forest. What separates them from the first act to the second act is that they enter the forest. Let's draw some guys running right now. There's our protagonists. There's the bad guys. They're chasing them, but they go into the forest. Oh my god, the forest is dangerous. And that starts our tension, because will they survive? Will they make it through this forest? These are what trees look like. I don't know if you've ever seen trees before. Here's gonna be the midpoint. This is when the bad guy, he runs in there. And while he's trying to kill our protagonist, there's also this danger of the forest monsters looming over them. These forest monsters, they look like those weird things from Half-Life 2. They got long legs, they're like, got long arms. They look like ginormous spiders. Oh, I've already gone way over my planned budget. It looks like the Slender Man here at the climax. The forest monsters, they fucking kill this guy. Now he's dead. That was the bad guy. That was the bad guy dying. Following action is our protagonist. They get out of the forest and they're like, oh my god, I love you. And they're kissing. Oh my god, give me a kiss, baby. Oh, I love you so much. Let's have sex right here on the grass. And sorry. We'll figure out the rest when we write the script. If you follow this process, you're sure to write the next Jurassic Park, the next Indiana Jones. 10 out of 10. Please just hire Harrison Ford now. This is money right here. But seriously, let's go write the script. I got a free entree yesterday for finishing a customer service a survey. I got free orange chicken. That looks really just took it out of the box and it kept its shape. You know, I'm just gonna keep it like this. It's like a work of art. Oh my god. Does it get any better? It kept its shape throughout the cooking process. Panda Express, you've really made the mark. I mean, this is art. How do you, what sauce is this? Gorilla Glue? You guys are geniuses. God damn, that's hot.
Am I losing? Is it me choosing?
Yeah, it looks like dog food, huh, buddy? Want some of that? I know it looks like I'm procrastinating, but I'm watching Peter McKinnon right now, so it's technically research. I'm gonna be honest, I hate writing scripts. One of the reasons why I haven't gotten any real film work done is because I can never get past the first step, which is writing. With school, it's different, because with school projects, you have a deadline. So when you get closer to that deadline, your mind is like, okay, I'm just gonna use this stress to work through it. And so you get your schoolwork done. You write essays and stuff. And that's what a script is. It's technically an essay. It's a creative essay. But there's no deadline. And that's the problem. But today, I'm going to use this vlog to force myself to get this script done. And hopefully by the end, I will still want to shoot the short film from the script. This is actually pretty good. It looks gross, but it's really good. Back to you, Peter. Ready? We have... So I just got my laptop out. I got my dog sitting next to me. I'm gonna get to work. I'm writing this script. Cue the time lapse. Alright, so I finished the script. What do you want? Alright, so I finished the script with the help of my dog here. I'm just gonna end the video with a few tips. Oh, you stink. Oh my god. What did you roll in? She's like a rat. I'm living with rats. Gross. Tip 1 from what I learned. Don't get distracted. I stopped so many times to watch videos. I mean, I think I started at 2 and it is 5:25 now. That is 3 hours and 25 minutes. One of the tips I would recommend using is an app called Forest. You grow your little tree. If you use your phone at all, then it'll kill the tree. So you set an amount of time, and the more time that you wanna stay focused for, the taller your tree will get. But if you stop and go on your phone, then your tree will die. And at the end, you have a little forest of all the trees that you planted. And yeah, so that's cool. You're gonna be thanking yourself for actually buckling down and finishing that project, no matter how grueling. I know it is so boring, but you just gotta do it. Do something that your future self is going to thank you for in the future. Second tip, things will change a lot when you're writing. When you're writing, you just get this constant visual stream of your ideas. All those ideas that you had in your brainstorming process, those are useful, and you're going to use them for writing in the end, but not all those ideas are going to make it. Not all those ideas are going to stay. Some of those ideas are going to stay, some of them won't. You know, the good ones are going to obviously stay in the end, but all the bad stuff, all the stupid stuff that didn't exactly jive right with that stream of visual ideas, those are just going to leave. They're going to make way for better ideas to make your story make more sense, and you should let those ideas have their way, because in the end you're going to have a pretty good film and you're going to be much happier. Third tip, keep it short. If you plan to submit your film to a film festival, those people are also going to have a much easier time accepting a 5 to 10 minute video than a 25 to 40 minute short film, because 4 short films made by 4 different people can be shown in the same amount of time that one 20-minute short film can be shown. Remember, it's not about the length, it's about how you use it. Tip number 4, stay organized. You saw how useful the 3-act structure was when I was planning my film, and I would recommend to any filmmaker to use it as well. Some films, especially more experimental films, won't use the 3-act structure, but it's a very useful tool, especially if you have writer's block or don't exactly know where to take your short film. It is invaluable. It's basically an organization folder for your film. You're just kind of putting everything in its labeled, colored place, just where it belongs and just at the right spots. So use that. Okay, my camera's about to die, so I'm gonna make this really fast. Tip 5, I think, don't worry about your grammar, just get the script done, okay? It's better for it to have bad grammar and exist than for it to not exist at all. Step 6, make every minute count. When you have a 5-minute short film, this is very easy. Make sure that the tension that you create stays as high as it can throughout your film. You know, especially with a short film, you don't want to let your audience, get bored. So make every minute count. Step number 7, and last step, just start writing. Just like I started this video, the most important thing is that you start. Because if you don't start at all, your dream can never come into fruition. Just start writing your film. There are so many good creators that are not allowed to come out of their cage because they're trapped by this perfectionism in their brain. You just have to let that go and start. This has been a Garrett McDade vlog. I don't know how to end one of these things, so I'm just gonna do a cool thing. This is what Casey Neistat does.
Like a waterfall.